There is a reason the story of David and Goliath refuses to fade. It is not just about a boy and a giant, it is about a hidden power that turns the overlooked into unstoppable. In 1 Samuel 17, while armies were shaking and trained warriors were silent, one young man stepped forward with a confidence that did not come from size, strength, or experience. This story carries 5 powerful lessons that can break fear, awaken boldness, and change how you face every battle in your life. When you truly understand what happened in that moment, you will stop running from your giants and start standing like someone who already knows the outcome. The story reveals something deeper than victory. It reveals how God works through people who trust Him completely. David was not the strongest, but he was the most aligned with God. Goliath was not just a physical giant, he represented fear, intimidation, and everything that tries to make you feel small. The battlefield was not just a place of war, it was a place of decision, who will believe God and who will bow to fear. When David stepped forward, he was not just fighting a man, he was standing on the truth that God is greater than anything that rises against you. This is the heart of the story. Victory is not based on what you see, it is based on who you trust. The first lesson is that your giant is not bigger than your God. Everyone faces something that looks too big. Problems that feel overwhelming, situations that seem impossible. But David did not measure Goliath by his size, he measured him by God's power. In real life, the moment you stop focusing on how big your problem is and start focusing on how great your God is, everything begins to shift. And then the second lesson flows naturally. What others see as weakness can be your strength. David was dismissed because of his age and size, but what people ignored was his experience with God. He had already fought battles in secret. In real life, people may overlook you, but they do not see what God has built inside you through your quiet seasons. And then the third lesson rises with power. Confidence comes from knowing God, not from proving yourself to people. David did not step forward to impress anyone. He stepped forward because he knew who God was to him. In real life, when your confidence is rooted in God, you stop needing validation from people. And then the fourth lesson becomes clear. You do not need what everyone else is using to win your battle. David refused Saul's armor because it was not made for him. In real life, trying to fight your battles using someone else's method will only slow you down. God has already given you what you need. And then the fifth lesson completes the picture. Your victory will speak louder than your doubt. David did not spend time arguing with those who doubted him. He let his results speak. In real life, you do not need to convince everyone. When God moves in your life, the evidence will be clear. To walk in these lessons, you must start by changing your focus. Stop magnifying your problems and begin to magnify God in your mind. Train yourself to remember what God has already done in your life. Past victories are seeds of present confidence. Then embrace your uniqueness. Do not compare yourself to others. What God has given you is enough. Use your gifts boldly, even if they seem small. Build your confidence through your relationship with God. Spend time in His presence, speak His word, and let your faith grow daily. Confidence that comes from God cannot be shaken by people. Let go of the need to prove yourself. Focus on obedience instead. When you do what God asks, He will handle the outcome. And move forward with action. David did not just believe, he stepped forward. Faith is not passive. It requires movement. This story is a reminder that no matter how small you feel, you are not powerless. You may not look like the strongest person in the room, but strength in God is different. It does not depend on appearance, it depends on connection. Every giant in your life has a limit, but God does not. Every challenge has an end, but God's power does not. You are not facing your battles alone. There is a strength available to you that goes beyond human ability. Your situation can change. Your story can shift. Your victory is possible. You are not meant to live in fear. You are meant to stand in faith. I do not fear the giants before me because I know the God who stands with me. I am not weak, I am strengthened by God. I am not overlooked, I am chosen. Every battle I face is an opportunity for God to show His power in my life. I walk in boldness, I stand in faith, and I move forward knowing that victory is already mine. If this message stirred something inside you, do not keep it to yourself. Like this video, share it with someone who needs strength today, and subscribe for more messages that will build your faith and lift your spirit. And right now, type this in the comments: I will not fear my giants.